don't create the drama, but I'm here for a bitch. Welcome to Tea Time Unfiltered with Lovelyti.
Hey, you guys, I hope you're doing good today, and thank you so much for joining this podcast. Welcome to another episode of Tea Time Unfiltered with Lovelyti. Hey, you guys, I hope you're doing good today, and thank you so much for joining this podcast. Welcome to another episode of Tea Time Unfiltered with Lovelyti. So I wanted to come on here and talk about the whole Amanda Seales situation, okay? So if you guys do not know, the other day we reported on Instagram that Jussie Street Meat Smollett, honey, that's what I call him, okay, was basically indicted on 6 felony charges of disorderly conduct after the special prosecutor in Chicago decided to reopen his case. As we all know, Jussie Smollett basically staged a hoax. He claimed that, he was attacked by 2 white guys wearing MAGA country hats and, they put a noose over his head. It was a bunch of mess, okay? So now he's being indicted on that, and they decided to have a discussion about it on the daytime show The Real. And as we all know, Amanda Seales has been added to the show. So in my personal opinion, she said a lot of ignorant shit while she was on the show talking on that panel. I'm going to go ahead and play you guys a clip, and I'm going to come back with my thoughts.
Chicago politics is ruthless.
Watch that clip. And, a lot of things disturb me with this situation. First, let me get on Lonnie. What I've noticed that since Amanda has been on the show, and I don't watch the show every time it comes on, but I do watch it when people send me the clips. And what I've noticed is that Lonnie has been trying really, really hard lately to seem more woke, to seem more pro-black. It's almost like she now has an ally on the stage with her, and she's super boosted. I mean, just look at the way that Lonnie smiles and smirks every time Amanda's talking about an issue, particularly issues dealing with racism and things like that. It's like she's using Amanda to say all the things that she wants to say, but she's too scared to say because she's not trying to lose that seat at the table. But Amanda's the new girl, so they decide to replace her. Oh, well. I mean, the way she just comes off, cheesing and, cutting everybody else off, but never cutting off Amanda, it says a lot, okay? So now with that being said, Amanda Seales, I'm going to need you to leave Emmett Till out your fuckery, okay? What we're not going to do is compare the Jussie Smollett situation to a white woman lying on Emmett Till, okay? 2 totally different situations. You are comparing apples to oranges. So what we're going to do here is let poor Emmett Till's soul rest in peace, okay? My thing is this. If these hate crimes are happening all over the country and they're happening every day, then why did he have to fake it? If everything's happening all the time, when you walk out your door, you're experiencing a hate crime. If it's that prevalent, then Jussie didn't have to fake anything. Jussie didn't have to mail himself letters to the Fox studio. He didn't have to come up with this whole plot with these 2 Nigerian brothers. So miss me with the bullshit about hate crimes happening all the time across America, okay? The problem with Amanda Seales is this. Amanda Seales is so woke that she sleep, okay? She wants to come off really pro-black, really militant, you know what I mean? You don't have to do all that. You don't have to be the loud, boisterous, rude, overbearing person, cutting people off. You don't have to do all that to prove your blackness, boo-boo. And I feel like that's what she does every time she's on The Real. My thing is this. Does injustice happen, particularly against African Americans in this country? Abso-fucking-lutely it does, okay? It definitely happens. But the problem is that Jussie Smollett planned this hoax. You cannot compare this to African Americans being disfranchised, having to deal with hate crimes, having to deal with lynchings. You are comparing 2 different struggles, and really it's insulting to the people that came before you and Jussie Smollett, okay? At the end of the day, he's not a scapegoat. He put himself in this situation, and he also has other black people looking bad, okay? Now, poor Kim Fox, who probably didn't have anything to do with this fuckery, is now being drugged into Jussie Smollett's bullshit. Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, they were also drugged into this bullshit because of Jussie Smollett. So if anything, he's taken a lot of black people down with him due to this foolishness. Okay, let's not forget the 2 Nigerian brothers who are also in cahoots, who now can't find work, whose reputation is sullied because they try to look out for Jussie Smollett. And let's not forget the embarrassment that befell the cast of Empire because of Jussie Smollett's foolishness. Let's not forget the black people who work on Empire, the showrunners, the producers, the lighting techs, the grips. His actions affected a lot of black people, so don't make this a black issue. Like if you don't stand behind Jussie, you're not black, or you're tripping. No, Jussie affected a lot of black people with his actions. He made a lot of black people look like liars. So now when real hate crimes happen to real black people, people are going to side-eye the situation because of Jussie Smollett, okay? So miss me with the bullshit. The fact that she would call his actions noble, lets me know that this woman is disingenuous as hell, okay? There's nothing noble about lying, ma'am. Lying is one of the most cowardly things you can do. People who are noble, they stand in their shit. I would have more respect for Jussie Smollett if he said, you know what? I did it. This is the reason why. I wanted to bring attention to this. I was being selfish, just whatever his reason. Had he finally admitted it, then I would consider him more noble for finally being honest, standing in his shit, and taking his consequences like a man. But the fact that he's still lying about it when there's overwhelming evidence, okay, that this man lied and that this man concocted this bullshit, and you're calling this noble? If this is noble to you, ma'am, what do you call the people who marched during the civil rights movement? What do you call Malcolm X? What do you call Martin Luther King? What do you call Rosa Parks? He would never be on the same stage or level as those people who basically sacrificed themselves and their lives. Do not compare Jussie Smollett and what he did to being noble. You, ma'am, are a mushmouth idiot. Point blank, period. And if nobody else is going to call out Amanda Seales because y'all are too scared to, honey, I got time today.
Today I got time, Gus. Today I got time, Gus. Today I got time, Gus.
Yes, today I have time, okay? I just find this very insulting that she would call this loser, okay, who was blessed with talent, good looks, blessed on a good show, and you have the audacity to sit here and say that he's noble for making up an entire hoax, getting the whole country behind him the first week that this hoax came out. Everybody felt bad for Jussie, myself included. We sent him well wishes, prayers, and a speedy recovery. But once the story came out and the shit wasn't adding up, I had to cut off my support for him. I'm not going to sit here and use my energy to support no bullshit. I don't give a damn who you are. So to say that this is noble, she needs to be embarrassed that even came out of her mouth. As a college-educated woman, you should be embarrassed that you have such double standards. Let's not forget, okay? This is the same show that sat there and said that Felicity Huffman, the woman who got caught up in the college scams, remember her and Aunt Becky? All these people stated that Felicity Huffman should get a bigger punishment. If you guys remember, this was before Amanda Seales was on the show. But Lonnie Love and Jeannie Mai were spearheading the conversation on Felicity Huffman. And at that time, they acknowledged the celebrity preferential treatment. They acknowledged, the double standards because Felicity Huffman got 14 days in jail.
And while some thought justice was served due to the fact that jail time was given, I see you shaking your head over there, the 14-day sentence was laughable and an example of the privilege that exists within the justice system. So I want to ask ladies, what do you think about this sentence?
Well, the prosecution actually asked for 30 days.
Yeah.
They got 14. The thing about this is that a lot of people are comparing, and you have to realize sometimes we compare it as apples to oranges. I was more upset because 14 days, people was like, well, what 14 days going to do? Jail is jail, y'all. I don't care how plush it is, whatever. When your freedom is taken, it's taken. I was more upset about the community service and the fine.
And the fine.
Yeah. I think the fine should have been bigger, and I think the fine should be that fine goes to helping students to prepare for SATs.
I'm really glad you said that.
Yeah.
100%.
Yes.
I wanted to take it a step further and say that really what she should have done, guys, this woman has a lot of money and
But the reality is there is a double standard when it comes to jail, whether it's race, socioeconomic status, or the fact that you are a celebrity or not. And I feel like what this does is it sets another precedent to let celebrities know that, hey, we could do what we want to do and we'll be held to a different standard. So I agree with both of you. If we all know that they're not going to serve lots of time in jail, let's hit them where it counts.
That money.
That money, honey.
exactly.
What I find very telling with this conversation is that when it comes to Jussie Smollett, who's also a major celebrity, all of a sudden they're not hitting on those same points. Because let's keep it real. The reason why Jussie was able to walk away and get the sweetheart deal that he got from Kim Fox is because he's Jussie Smollett.
Hey tea sippers, to listen to the rest of this podcast, please go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, or AnchorFM.com, which is a free podcasting site. Thank you guys so much for the support, and stay tuned for the next video.